Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Pinky Budgets, I'm Donna and it is payday! Yay! So in today's video we are going to be cash stuffing my binders for the month, but I realised last night probably that I actually haven't done one of these videos in a few months because the last couple of paydays have either fallen whilst I've been on holiday, so it's kind of the money's moved around too much already for me to be able to do a video, or it just didn't fall right in terms of being able to do a video like on a Tuesday or something really random. So I just wanted to give a bit of a recap because I know I've had a few new subscribers thanks to a couple of the channels, about like who I am, like my situation, my how I work out my budget for the month, that sort of thing, in the hope that maybe it might help somebody else who is on a single income. So I live in just sort of like the south of London. I am a single parent on a single income. I have a 12-year-old son who has just started or has done his first year at high school. I currently rent my property, so I don't have to pay towards any of the upkeep of the building, hence why there's no like home insurances or anything in my binders. I do have contents insurance obviously as a renter, but that just comes out sort of monthly. The way I work my budget is I get paid on the 15th of every month, and I have a couple of different bank accounts. I have one which, like most cash stuffers, I think, we have a payments account. So I just leave enough money in that account to cover all of my bills for the entire month. Whatever is left over from that gets moved into my main account. And from there, I divvy that up. So I work out things like food for the month, petrol for the month, my train, because I work in London, so my train fares for the whole month. I put a little bit extra in for school foods, and we'll go through that binder in a minute. But so I set that money aside into my variable account. I then look at how much cash I'm going to want. So if it's a 4 or 5 week month, I work out how much cash is going to be needed. And then whatever is left over just gets divided between sort of like my big savings challenges, long-term challenges, like my smaller sinking funds, all of those sorts of things. So it does vary each month because it does depend on the like how many days I'm in the office, that sort of thing. It tends to be around a similar figure, but there is always a slight variance on it. So I'm gonna get cracking with this month's like how much we're going to pop into the binders and things. We are first of all we are going to start off with my variable binder. So all of this money gets left in my bank account. So this is like the binder that you don't see very often. This is, I guess it's a bit like a weekly binder. Like this is the one that I use weekly or daily sometimes. And it will make sense as we go through it. So the first one is my buffer. So the buffer is just me leaving money in my bank account in case I need to pay for something that I hadn't planned for, or if like I've got cash but the shop or that doesn't take cash, I'll then use the buffer to pay for it and then pop it back in from a cash point of view. Each month I put a certain amount in here. So this month we are putting 70 in. I've worked out that there's actually more and more shops more recently that now are cashless, which I think is a real shame. But yeah, you've got to make sure you've got a bit of spare cash in the pot to be able to add that in. So £70 will go in there, and these beautiful sparkly, I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, you can. These are from Pickle and Pud. I absolutely love these. And the envelopes I actually made myself from items from Temu. Travel. So this month, I'll probably going to be clearing this off quite quickly. This month, because I've got a couple of weeks holiday, we're putting £61.20 in here. My travel budget has actually, or train budget has actually gone up quite a bit because we have now moved offices. So we've moved from working in Canary Wharf, which for anyone who knows the area is outside of Zone 1 in London. So I was actually very lucky. My my travel costs were very low. But now we're going into Zone 1, it almost doubles my price, which is really annoying. And because I'm part-time, I can't get like a travel card or anything. School food is only getting £10 because there's actually only 2 weeks back at school of this. So this is just like to top up his fingerprint. Petrol. So actually petrol we need to zero off because we had £15 left in here at the end of the month. So I've actually taken this out of my bank account. Let's just do that as the 14th because I did that yesterday. To go into, that will be in my wrap up. So in my check-in this afternoon or this evening for this week, that will be in there. So for this month for petrol, we are adding £80 again. I've actually still got quite a lot left in my tank. I'm really surprised. I haven't really done that much driving, so hopefully there'll be some left over in there as well. And then groceries, I have already so for most people know about the Jam Donut app. If you don't use it, you should have a look for sure. You can buy vouchers for shops, things that where you're going to do some like spending or whatever. I've bought a voucher for Asda for £160. Just going to put JD there. Because it was on a pumped up, so I think I can't remember if it's 2.5% or 3%. I think I got 2.5% rather than the normal 2. So I purchased that a little bit early. So that is already there, ready for me to do the monthly spending. Roundup is the money left over in the main account at the end of the week. So we won't do that one today. So that's my kind of weekly, daily binder. So now we're going to go on to sinking funds and everything else. So I use prop money for this because I leave all of my money. I'm mainly a digital cash stuffer. As I said, I do have some cash for weeklies, but most of it I use prop money. But it's still fun. Still get to put some fake cash into envelopes and use everyone's challenges. So yeah, I just prefer to do it this way. So this month we have got 51, 52, 50. Let's do it that way. So 53, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105. I feel like I counted that wrong, but we're not going to count it all over again. We'll just see if we've got some monies at the end of leftover. I don't think so though. I think I've counted this about 3 times already to make sure that it was the right. And the other good thing with this is with doing, sorry, I'm waffling a bit. With doing digital cash stuffing is you can make sure you've got the correct denominations. So I don't have to fumble around for any particular notes. Okay, so let's get cracking. Let's start with, we're going to go back to the weekly binder. And in here I am putting in some money for my spends and my son's spend. So each month I give us an extra £15. This is just really for things for me, if I want to grab a coffee anywhere. For the dude, it could be like a haircut, or if he needs a bit of a top up on his pocket money, that sort of thing. We do tend to spend it, so it's not normally in there at the end of the month. But we get in £15 each. Then we're going to go into our sinking funds. So these are our short-term sinking funds, so these get dipped in and out of all the time. So first things first is the car. We're trying to build this one back up again because I had to use some of the monies. We are putting in £20 in here, so that's 2 spanners. And this lovely tracker is from Cashback Cute. So that's £20 going in here, so we have 50, 70, £80 now. Which is great. Then we are skipping home this month. We're going to put £5 into Windows. Now normally I do like that in cash, so I'll probably switch this out at some point, but we'll just put it in for now, just because my window cleaner does prefer to be paid in cash. But so there we go, we've got £25 in the Windows. He has just been, so that's, we're nearly a couple of months, or a couple of sessions ahead. Garden is going to get £5 today. Oh, wrong way round. So let's put a couple of apologies, it is the morning, so people are in and out of their houses, so you can probably hear doorbells ringing. It says 5, 10, £15 in there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch this £5 for that £5, and then it's cash in there. That makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. Done. Saves me having to find a £5 for the next one. Lovely. Okay, garden bin. So this is for our council. We have to pay to have our garden waste taken away. So I'm going to add another 10 into there. Apologies for that pause then, because my neighbour was coming out of his house making a lot of noise. So that's £30 now going into the bin subscription. Oh, it's got a bit stuck. And this tracker is from Kimberley Budgets. Unfortunately, isn't trading anymore. And then health is the last one in here. And this one is going to be getting £15 to top this back up to 50. Let's just add that in. There we go. So we're adding £15 into here today. So we should now have 50. So 20, 30, 40, 45 and 50, which is great. And then we are moving on to a new binder. So although I've been cash stuffing for like a year and a half now, I have noticed that there are a few things that I kind of don't have an envelope for, and that I really should, because I find I'm kind of taking stuff out of other envelopes to compensate for it. So I'm going to try this out and see if it works. But they're all ones that you'll need a bit of a chunk in, so hence the reason why not all of my envelopes are getting money today. I'm going to put a chunk into here for this month. So this is now going to be our family binder. So in here we have got the fun buffer. So I have weekly money, I have money each week for entertainment, and with money saved for holidays and things. But if we spend that money each week, or there's all of a sudden we get invited out, then I find I'm having to take the money from other places. So I'm going to create this fun buffer. I'm going to put £25 in there for this month. And I'll just keep topping this one up, and hopefully we won't use it all, but it's there if we need it, if I need it to, and then I haven't got to take it out of others. Again, social, so this is for if we get invited out for dinner somewhere and it's like not planned social, so I don't know it's going to happen when I'm kind of working out the budget for the month. I don't want to just say, oh no, sorry, I can't because I haven't got any money, which obviously I have got money because it's in other envelopes, but I would just like to have an envelope with it in. So we are going to put £30 in here, which is roughly the cost if I was to go out for dinner with a friend or something, I could use with my spending. And then we've got the total opposite, so antisocial. We don't have a takeaways folder, and we don't get loads of takeaways, but every now and again, sorry, just had to cut there, very noisy neighbours. What was I saying? Yes, so takeaways. We don't have loads of takeaways, but every now and again we do like to have one. So I'm going to put £30 in here, just in case we decide that that's what we want to do. And hopefully we won't use it, and I'll just keep adding to it now. But yeah, we'll see on that one. Clothes. My son is growing fast, but I don't ever go clothes shopping for us. So again, mainly because I don't really have the money, so we're going to have a little wallet here to get some new clothes. I'm going to put £50 in there as a chunk to get us going. So obviously normally this money would go into some other sinking funds and things, but I just think there's no point in putting £5 in these because it's not really going to do us any favours. So I thought I'll put a chunk into these this month, and that kind of gets us going. It's very noisy out here today, so I apologise. Typical that when the time I think, oh, it's okay, everyone's gone to work, I can do some videoing. It is so noisy. I'm really sorry if you can hear all of this. And then this one is tickets. So my son and I would like to do things like go to the Capital FM summertime ball, that sort of thing. So I'm going to start saving up for some tickets for next year. And we are using Koala Kisses from Budgets and Dreams, and we are going to put the first £15 into here. Now this won't always get money from my monthly pay. This will also get topped up from our family fun weekly savings challenge. So that is our new family binder. Wowzers, that there was such a lot of noise going on outside my window that I just thought I'm going to stop recording, and then we'll start again once it's all calmed back down again. So for you that was like a split-second break. For me that was actually about 30 minutes. Anyway, let's crack on. So this is the Dudes binder. So not much is getting stuffed in this one today. We are popping into his gaming fund. So this is for his subscription that goes out. The next one goes out in October. So I just pay it 3 monthly. So we're adding £5 into here. So he will have £35 in that one. We are also adding to clubs. So I had to pay £126 out of this one yesterday for his DJ lessons, which was a lot more than I was expecting it to be. So this one needs a big boost because I've also got, he will also need his guitar lessons paying at the start of the next term. So this one will have £64 in there. So I do actually need, I haven't got placeholders for the £14. I will add that one in separately. So, oh, let's put that first. So that's £50 for this month going in there. Yeah, and as I said, I'll add the other bit in later. And then we are adding into school stuff. So this is going to start to get topped back up again. I can't even read my writing, so there should be £12 in there. We are adding 15 in there today. So that will take that back to £27. I don't think he needs much uniform actually. I did buy him a new blazer. Oh, didn't put the money in. Let's put the money in. Otherwise that's going to knock me out. Yeah, I did have to buy him a new blazer. Everything else I think still fits okay. The shoes were still okay for at least another term, so that's good. Okay, so that's everything in his binder. Annuals. So this is birthdays and annual events. So we're going to do things slightly differently with this one now, because I have got my Pennywise Academy challenge from Up the Creek Budgets, which we are going to use to stuff into here. So the only one that we are filling or putting anything into at the moment is others. So this is in case of any unexpected gifts. There's £5 in here, and we're going to add another 10. So this is tends to be for like any work, leavers presents, that sort of thing, any donations, any last minute parties or things. Not that he really gets invited to parties anymore, but any last minute friends' birthdays, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's £15 into others, or £10 making it £15. Right. Oops. Binders all falling. Then we are going to go into our travel binder. So in here we have got a couple of new categories as well. So we are going to start building up our camping fund for next year. So this is a bit like an annual trip, school trip thing that we do. What colour shall we do? Let's do the nice purpley colour. We're going to do a purple door. Yeah, we go on like a sort of school trip, so it's old school friends, that sort of thing, once a year. So I think I'm just going to slowly start building this one up again. And I know it's camping, so I do need some tents, but I actually haven't got a camping tracker, so I thought we'll use our cabin one. So we are going to kick this off with £5. So £5 going in there. Okay, and then we are doing adventures. So this is for any other trips that we might do as a family. Just like nights away, that sort of thing. So we are using the London's Calling, which is from Cashbook Cute as well. We're going to pop £10 in here today to get that one started. So let's colour in the stamp. Probably can't see that. I realised my gold pen that I had wasn't actually working very well. We'll do that, and then we'll colour the bit around the stamp in red, so that then it looks like it's actually coloured in for you guys to be able to see. concentration, Donna, on colouring in the outside of a stamp. There we go. And I've just drawn on my finger. Lovely. Right, so £10 is going into adventures. And then the rest of this binder is for the summer holidays. So our big holiday in August next year, and the money for that one goes into our postcards challenge. Okay, so next up is Christmas. And we're not doing challenges for Christmas at the moment. We're just putting the money now directly into the categories, because I have started spending some Christmas money now. So we are putting in, I think we're doing £85 in total is going into Christmas. We are putting in to the boy. We're putting £45 into the boy. 45 is going into the boys' money. We are putting 30 into other spending and £10 into extra. And as if by magic, this is going to change from normal money to Christmas money. So Christmas placeholder money. So yes, as I said, we're putting £45 into here, so we can colour in some Grinches. So Grinchy green. These are £15 each. So we can colour in 3. That was a squeaky 3. There we go. And his little red hat. So this one's coming along nicely. I've actually seen a couple of things that I might, oh look, outside the line, that I might actually look to get fairly soon with some of this. So as I said, we are putting £45 into his savings. So this tracker will save us £375. And we currently have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60 and 70. We are then popping £30 into others. So these are all £10 each. So let's do 3 stockings. Two greens and a red. And all my trackers in this folder are from Cashback Cute actually. There we go. So that is £30 going into, oh, wrong folder, here. So now we have 120, 40, 60, 70 in others. And we're saving up 300 for other people, which is good because that means we're over halfway on there. And then the last £10 is going to go into the extras. So this is the just in case we want to buy, I think it's this one. We want to buy any Christmas decorations or anything. So I'm going to colour in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll be back. There we go. Last one done. So that £10 can go in here. So now we've got £20 in the little bit of extras. So only £5 short of that before that's completed. So I have actually spent a bit more money out of our activities. We've now spent 409. I've got £41 left in there because we've booked the pantomime for this year as well. So 3 big activities already booked, which is great. So our Christmas one sorted. So now we are going to move on to just our challenges. Now we're not going to play the challenge games. I'll do some separate videos with those, but we'll just put the money into them. So we have 3 lots of challenge binders. We've got our long-term challenges, we've got Christmas challenge, holiday challenges, and we've got annuals challenges. So in the long-term challenges, so these are things like emergency fund, Lapland savings, driving lessons, all of those sorts of things. Not a huge amount going in here this month because I've created that new family binder, but we are going to put £50 in there for now. And we will come back and play some games on a different video. So that's £50 going into long-term savings. We are putting £40 into Pennywise. So this would be what was going into my annual binder. So birthdays, annual events. This is now going in there. So again, we will come back and play some games with that one. And last but not least, the postcards challenge, which is saving for our holiday 2026. We are going to, where is my little envelope? Oh, must have taken it out. We are going to be putting £100 into here. And again, we'll come back and play with that, with some challenges in a few days' time. So I think that is everything. So that's everything cash stuffed for this month. And apologies for the breaks and any noise that you heard in the background. But I hope everybody has a lovely day. I will be back later this evening for my check-in and cash stuffing for next week. Hoping I can get to the bank at lunchtime to get a bit of cash out. Or I just have to pop to the local ATM and see what we can do cash-wise. But anyway, have a lovely Friday. Enjoy the sunshine. See you later, everyone. Bye.